It's our escort. Remember how yesterday's episode ended with us trying to go to the airport and not succeeding? We're at the wrong airport. We canceled the entire trip, which is kind of a bummer. The baby's asleep. Candace is asleep. I'm sneaking out of the house. Weekends in the city are always like family time. And I sneak away when I can to work out, run, come into the office, pretend to have important stuff to do, and mostly just shoot a video. Now, since today is not a regular day, not gonna be making sort of a regular vlog entry. Because Candace and I are supposed to be out of town tonight, I offered my apartment, our apartment, to a friend of mine. Now, we're not gonna be out of town, so we're gonna be at the apartment with my friend who's staying there with us. I thought I would share a story about my friend. He was the guy who did that ridiculous gainer off that cliff into the Devil's Punch Bowl. Here's how I met Clint. I was there with a friend of mine named Graham. Graham and I had been skiing all day or something, and we were at a bar, we'd been drinking, and we hatched this harebrained scheme to like travel to Africa and climb Mount Kilimanjaro. It was just one of those things that you talk about if you've been drinking a lot, it seems like a great idea. Clint.
38 pounds.
38?
Is your guess? 40.
So we're going to Tanzania to climb the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. That'd be Kilimanjaro. So was my big brother Van, Graham, Clint, and me traveling to Africa to climb the tallest freestanding mountain on planet Earth. 5:30 in the morning is our first night in Africa, and it just poured torrential rain all night last night. And I've done some things in my life, well, a lot of things, well, most things, including yesterday when we missed our flight from the airport. I've done a lot of things with zero preparation that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but this tops them all. It's our first day here. We decided to start the climb immediately. So we're headed to the mountain now. Pretty exciting stuff. Pretty cool town. There's a meat market across the street that has the most pungent odor I've ever smelled. Mambo!
Jumbo!
This was years and years ago. I have no idea how it works now. But typically, when Westerners, gringos, travel to Tanzania to climb this mountain, there's a lot of planning and preparation. You hire mountain guides and like, oh, we did none of that. We just showed up and started asking people in Tanzania, how do we climb Mount Kilimanjaro? Eventually we met these dudes, they seemed nice. We paid them in dead presidents. Stacks of $100 bills.
5, 6.
Lots of dough to get up to the top of Kilimanjaro.
One of the more jarring aspects of this climb was we went with the dudes who were gonna like carry our food up the mountain, like the porters, and they showed us where they were buying the meat. Now what was so terrifying about this is like, we're gonna spend 10 days on a mountain, there's no refrigerators, and this was the meat that they were buying to feed us. We're picking up the meat that we're gonna eat on our hike to the top of the mountain. Here it is now. Hold on, you guys. That's our cut. The guides were, I think, reputable, but yeah, it was their idea to bring the booze. If ever you are fortunate, you are lucky enough to ever have the experience or the opportunity to go, I highly recommend it. Like, of all the things I've done in my life, and I'm very lucky to have done a lot, this is one of the most magical. Where did we start?
Here.
Where are we now?
Here.
So we're halfway there in 3 hours.
Yeah.
This is us setting up camp on our first night. It is as if you're experiencing every climate on planet Earth inside of like a 5-day climb. First night went really well. We're packing up now. It's 6:50 in the morning. Morning, boys.
Good morning, sir.
This is what our first camp looked like. That is Mount Kilimanjaro. My thumb is blocking the sun. Day 2 is Graham's birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Big 2-6.
We didn't have a birthday cake, but we did have a candy bar.
I said, oh, there's just one.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Now, I am extremely proud of the fact that when I climbed Aconcagua, that is the second tallest mountain of the 7 summit, the tallest mountain in the southern hemisphere, a mountain that was 6,000 feet taller than Kilimanjaro, I did it with no porters, no guides, I carried my own stuff. But when you go up Kilimanjaro, you are required to hire these dudes to carry your stuff. Porters are carrying up all the gear, but just the sheer amount of shit they are carrying. But seriously, these dudes were so cool.
Where are we exactly? Where's our campsite? We will climb up the glacier.
We're standing on Earth, but we are way above the clouds. Now, as we got higher in altitude, as it got colder, I got sicker and sicker. This is camp the 3rd day. Freezing out here. It could have been because I was so unhealthy back then, or I have no idea. But I got so sick climbing this mountain. Tomorrow morning we go from there to there. Now, I'm a pretty tough guy, and like I could shrug off all the altitude sickness and the cold and whatever the hell else was wrong with me. But we had to wake up at 4 a.m. the day that we're doing this summit push. And when I woke up that morning, just some caution, I don't look good in this next shot. It's the last day. We're climbing to the summit in the morning. It's about 20 below out, freezing, feeling strong. But I made it. It was incredible. Like, we were on top of the world. There was a glacier. It was extraordinary. Pretty amazing. That's the glacier. And this whole story, this experience, like we turned this into one of the episodes for our HBO show. It was an amazing experience, like the last big adventure I went on with my brother Van. Say something to Dad. He didn't want us to come.
Dad, wish you were here.
It was this adventure, it was that trip, that climb, that Clint and I went from being like 2 dudes who met in a bar in Colorado to being like brothers forever. We spent the rest of that time in Africa. We were there for a couple more weeks, just like bopping around Tanzania. We're going to fly. There was this time we met this dude who dropped us off in a tiny little Cessna airplane in the middle of nowhere, and we had to get a ride back on a tractor, which took 6 hours.
Mind your back, mind your back. Yep.
This is what it's like to get buzzed by an airplane. Look how close you get. There were some great adventures. We're at the top. We're coming right down. I can't see it from here. Can't see the poachers. I've said this before. I've said this on the vlog before, but when I was a little kid, my mom said to me, spend your money on things, not trips, because things last forever and experiences don't. And Mom, I could not disagree with you more. When I look back at the adventures I've taken in the past, I realized that they shaped me as a human being. It was adventures like that, spending time with friends like Clint, that made me who I am. And I look back at this like, I don't know what things I had in my life then, they're gone now. But that adventure, that experience will be with me forever. It's the things in life that are temporary. The experiences are forever. You had it backwards. There he is! Oh, man, good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome.